Ja, hallo Leute und herzlich willkommen zu einem weiteren Teil von Starfield. Und natürlich spielen wir das Ganze wie immer in voller 4K Ultra-Auflösung, also in maximaler Grafikqualität. Und falls ihr mir mal live beim Spielen zusehen wollt, kommt doch einfach mal direkt auf Twitch vorbei. Den Link findet ihr wie immer direkt unten in der Beschreibung. So, und jetzt möchte ich eigentlich hier die Mantis. Oder kann ich das noch nicht machen? Die Hauptmission, da bin ich vielleicht noch zu schwach, denke ich mal. Hm. Hier einen doofen Statuseffekt drauf. So, warte mal. Muss das irgendwo hier sein, oder? War ich ja schon hier. So, aktive Zielmarkierungen zeigen. Wenn ich das jetzt wegmache. Zeigt auch noch das an. Ach, wir jumpen mal hier rüber, oder? Ich habe einen Punkt übrig. Hier wollte ich was höher machen. Kann ich noch nicht. Aber Rang 2. Ne, was habe ich denn da jetzt? Ah, okay, da brauche ich noch ein bisschen. Das war das Tragen. Forschung hier. Hier kann ich noch was höher machen, oder? Ja. Gut, jetzt habe ich hier Rang 2. Fliegen. Okay, die gegnerischen Schiffe. So, vielleicht mache ich das jetzt mal. Naja, immerhin schon Level 7. Was war das jetzt? Begib dich zum Kabinettssaal. Ja. Mal muss ich hier nach unten, oder? Ja.
I'm so excited to see Tony after work.
Nee. Tja, dann muss ich wohl doch nach oben. Naja. Hier hoch, oder?
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
So, Kabinettssaal. Jetzt geht dann wieder hier die Story weiter, oder?
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Tja, Hadrian hat deutlich gemacht, dass dieses Problem dringend angegangen werden muss.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's TERRORMORPH data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Also. Wir brauchen die Daten aus dem Archiv, um eine potenzielle Terrormorph-Apokalypse zu verhindern.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
Ich weiß nur, was mir gesagt wurde. Die Gewebeprobe entspricht denen aus Londinion.
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
So it would seem.
Oh.
So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Natürlich, oder? Wenn es die geringste Chance auf ein zweites Tau Ceti gibt, müssen wir der Bitte nachkommen.
I'm uncomfortable opening the archives without gathering more information. However, if that's the path forward you prefer, then so be it.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
Well, I am not. I've heard nothing to
Pfeife.
convince me that we should do anything but wait. And I will not risk galactic peace on a question of if.
Yes, a fair assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we've... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Oh?
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorphs.
Terrormorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Na gut. Ah nee, wird mal unzugänglich. Hier rein. Natthaltestelle. Tja.
You! The EM rifle, grab it!
Alter, was geht hier ab?
Stop! We're trying to help you!
Now hit him with everything you've got.
Was muss ich?
What are you doing? EM fire, Captain!
Alter. Also. Die Richtung, oder? Ja. Nee, Quatsch. Nee, doch. Rüstet die EM-Waffe aus. Unter der Ebene nicht erreichbar. Hier mit dem Ding wahrscheinlich. Mit dem Nut. Alter. Hier.
Thank God you got here when you did. I just wish it hadn't come to that.
Yeah, what the hell happened back there, Captain? There's no excuse for using lethal force here.
So, ich habe getan, was nötig war, diese Menschen zu retten.
Or you could have used the EM gun like you were ordered. These are lives you're playing with here. So get your head in the game. Understand? Now, officer, the way those people were acting.
Oh, ich habe die falsche
I've
Waffe
seen this
benutzt.
before.
Egal.
They were under the Terrormorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some terrormorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Klingt, als müssten wir uns ins Zeug legen.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Ja, also die doofe Waffe hier mitnehmen. Die habe ich hier wohl dann im Inventar, oder? Ist die hier? Ja, wir machen es mal auf 4. Ja, kann sein. Okay, wie muss ich die jetzt
Lives
ausrüsten?
are at stake, Captain. Remember that. We need to get down. We're needed down at the spaceport.
Haben die Waffen?
You're needed elsewhere right now.
These terrormorphs. How?
Wie kann ich die denn ausrüsten? Wird halt einen auch nicht wirklich gesagt, ne? Social? Nee, Quatsch. Irgendwo war das doch hier. Die gute Sarah. Oh, stimmt, die kann ja noch hier dem Schiff zuweisen. Beziehungsweise
To Venus? Have something
Ausrüstung
for me?
tauschen. Ah, die viele Waffen dabei.
Dropping off a few choice items.
Weiß doch gar nicht, welche da jetzt. Die Waffe ist. Die hier, ne? Auf jeden Fall hat sie jetzt keine. Ne? Naja, wir schauen mal weiter. Naja, zum Raumhafen.
Wait. Did you hear that?
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move!
An evacuation order has been
Gotta
issued
be
for
okay.
the spaceport
It's not
district.
real.
All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might back up. Don't just stand there.
Alter. Ich würde mal sagen, das ist jetzt nicht so stark, oder?
Looks like we're in the clear.
Alter.
Damn! They're gone!
Jetzt haben wir es aber bewaltigt. Also.
Then, our experts. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but
Only one point of
can't
lower.
risk
Let's see what you've got.
any more money.
Muss meine Ausrüstung doch irgendwie wieder darüber machen. Die ganzen Waffen irgendwie. Jetzt habe ich.
Put those things down and do it
So long.
fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Eliminiere die Terrormorphs. 2 Stück noch. Level 6, der gute.
Let's get this over with. Oh God, Captain, you're going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. We have to put down that morgue.
Save. Never save, never save. Never save.
So, jetzt habe
You're
ich hier
not
auch
so tough.
dieselben Probleme. Da habe ich noch eine stärkere Waffe oder so.
Meat to the slaughter.
Let's go.
You're mine.
Jetzt haben wir ihn aber bald.
You're done.
Level 8. Und hier ist der zweite. Alter, jetzt aber. Die Sarah geht halt ab.
This is happening.
Jetzt aber. Also.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
It's over. Thank God. If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we would have had an absolute massacre on our hands.
Ja. Sprich mit Sergeant Yumi. Warte mal. Ja. Das ist es. Ach, was? Ah, okay. Jetzt sind natürlich hier die fetten Waffen am Start. Gut, egal. Vielleicht hat er es auch gesagt, dass ich das alles nehmen kann, ne? Wären hier auch ein paar Granaten gewesen, aber gut. Egal. Das nächste Mal. So, Yumi. Bleib doch mal stehen, Alter.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
Also, ihr habt die Linie gehalten. Ihr seid hier die Helden, nicht wir.
Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Gut. Also, zurück. Na, wo ist denn die komische Präsidentin da jetzt hier? Ah ne, ich muss nochmal mit dem sprechen.
Thank you for what you did here today.
Und das war's?
My people, they gave everything for this city.
But ich natürlich voll die fetten anderen Waffen, ne?
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all clear signal before.
So, ich glaube, oder ich hoffe mal, bin ich jetzt hier richtig. Ja. So, wo ist die gute Tante hier?
Nothing's getting to the cabinet.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are.
Mhm.
I believe we have some things we should
Losing
discuss.
anyone in the line of duty is a tragedy. These attacks, they can't happen
Those creatures
again.
killed UC citizens. They're not killing anymore.
Jo, und ich will hier eine Entschuldigung, Tante.
Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your
Tatsächlich.
concerns about the Terrormorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, das sehe ich auch so. Danke, ne?
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner.
Ja.
Now, after today's events, the cabinet has decided to revisit its previous decision. We will be supporting your collection of the Terrormorph data from the archives. as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the Galaxie are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
So. Na gut. Wenn das Kabinett das für die beste Entscheidung hält.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
Läuft, Ma'am. So, ich würde das Kabinett nicht
I'm glad to hear
enttäuschen.
it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
Next time terrormorphs rear their ugly heads,
I'm gonna
you
go
see
check
us
in
when
with
we're
Chief
ready.
Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that data.
Okay. Das ging jetzt aber alles schnell hier. Muss ich jetzt hier rüber? Moment mal.
We're on the cutting edge of technology here. It's an exciting...
Das ist jetzt die Mission hier.
What? Oh, sorry.
So, sprich mit Vizeministerin markentiere.
Oh, that jump looked painful.
Ja, der hat auch ein bisschen wehgetan. Hä, ist die da oben gewesen? Na gut.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride.
Nee, das ist eigentlich eher eine Schrottkiste, Alter.
Yes. Yes, sir. Consider it done.
So, Tante, komm mal her. Hier, ich muss mit dir
That
reden.
must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude.
I was also told the President wants us to get you into the Armistice archives ASAP. So, we've got no time to waste. You know what the archives are, correct?
So. Es enthält alle verbotenen Daten aus dem Koloniekrieg.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board. so that means we'll need to convince two people, the ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun, to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Das klingt kompliziert.
It won't be.
Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Ach je, okay. Erzähle mir von Botschafterin Radcliffe vom Freestar Collective.
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable. Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
In Ordnung, erzähle mir von diesen anderen Methoden.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Report suggests there's a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for intel. Maybe even convince to work with you.
So, gibt es sonst noch etwas, was ich innerhalb der Botschaft nicht tun sollte?
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
Gut, läuft.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
Gut. Dann muss ich wohl die Mission machen. Moment mal. Muss ich mir noch was sagen?
Captain, would you like to finish your briefing on the ambassadors?
Also.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Das klingt doch ziemlich vielversprechend.
It does, but there's a concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
So, ich werde ihn aufspüren.
I have no doubt.
Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Also, mit der Radcliffe-Tussi oder Typen, keine Ahnung, anfangen? So, wie komme ich jetzt dahin?
So, what's the point?
Of what?
This.
It's a communal art installation. It's supposed to look nice.
I guess.
Freunde wie diese.
It's always something with you.
Jetzt warte mal, muss ich da hin, oder?
I wonder if I'll miss New Atlantis when Tony and I leave. No, probably not.
Das sind noch andere Missionen.
To get this ship moving.
Jetzt warte mal, muss ich komplett woanders hin? Hier. Tatsächlich. Kann ich da nicht direkt von hier aus hinfliegen? Warte mal, oder sagt er, ich muss da... Wir heben mal ab.
Liftoff looks good. All systems normal. Achieving orbit now.
So, ich muss jetzt hier die hier einloggen und das sagt, ich muss hier hin, oder wie? Nee. Hier. Jungs, wo muss ich hin? Beschaffe den Archivcode. Auf Karte zeigen. War ich da nicht schon dort? Ich meine, andererseits, wenn ich eh schon hier bin,
what can I do for you?
kann ich hier nicht was verkaufen noch? Waffen, oder? Hier weg. Sarah?
Good work with the bartender.
Du nicht
If you
noch
have any gear you
mega
want me to haul, I'm
viele
happy to help.
Zeugs hier. Den ganzen Kack kann man doch sicherlich verkaufen hier.
Talk to you later.
Warte mal, andersherum. Haufen Waffen. Verkaufen. Ja, ich weiß nicht. Weg mit dem Scheiß. Hey, hier habe ich viele Helme. Ah, Herz des Mars. Behalte ich das Teil oder nicht? Naja, ich behalte es erstmal, oder? So. Ja, keine Ahnung.
Got anything you need to offload? Trade Authority is always buying. Kiosk right here for you.
Ja.
Need some work done?
Jetzt, oder ich könnte mein Schiff modifizieren, ha? Was
sure
hat
you
er denn
can
für
find something you
Schiffe
like.
im Angebot, der gute Mann? Deine Credits, 58.000 Händler-Credits. Gut. Alle 72. Ah ne, hier 65. 76. Die Kiste sieht cool aus. Alter, 279.000. Wucher. Echt, ey.
To Venus?
Was soll ich hier noch die Nebenmission machen?
You'll be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep.
Was will eigentlich der noch von mir?
No bounty.
Der hier?
Sarah,
Ja.
good to see you. Listen, I smoothed over that incident between Matteo and Rosa at the Sanctum. Ah, Captain. It's good to see you again, under much calmer circumstances. You wouldn't be here about the job, would you? Might not be worth your time, considering your rank.
Ein Job, erzähl.
Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure. We've had some gaps in the schedule lately. Macy's out on maternity leave, Jose's on loan to Sidonia. When it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested?
In Teilzeit? Im Moment nicht, vielleicht ein anderes Mal.
I completely understand, Captain. The other day, I had to break up an argument, but if you...
So.
The whole department is in the process of recovering, myself included. If I'm being honest, I still have nightmares of my team turning on one another. Things can be replaced and wounds can be healed, but building back that trust in each other is going to take time. Luckily, we've built a good culture here, and we hired some new recruits who were inspired by what you did. I've got faith we'll survive this.
Tja,
See you later.
Freut mich, dass ich euch helfen konnte. Ja, mache ich jetzt noch die anderen Missionen. So, ich habe hier die Stromausfälle. Wissenschaftler beim Baum. Naja, komm. Direkt hier um die Ecke. Ah, nee. Muss ich auch wieder mit der doofen Bahn hier fahren. Hier ist der Archivcode der Dingens.
Hello.
Servus. Ah, wir machen mal hier den Baumtyp. Aber ich glaube, da bekommt man dann auch noch nur ein bisschen Kohle oder so. Gar nicht, glaube ich, nicht so viel. Aber wir machen es mal.
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this.
Aber du brauchst doch Hilfe, Junge. Stimmt was nicht, du klingst besorgt.
Concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance? Finally, somebody understands. Unless, wait, you're not mocking me, right? People. Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me?
So, ich helfe gern.
Thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect an analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
Also, finde die Biosensoren. Das machen wir jetzt aber mal schnell. Ein Baum wächst in New Atlantis. Da ist einer. Wo war hier noch einer? Hier. Wobei es natürlich sicherlich andere Versionen gibt, wo man mehr Kohle bekommt, denke ich mal, aber... Ja. So, ein... Oh, hier hinten noch.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you.
No, I'm not feeling that bad.
So, das waren 3 Stück oder so, ne? Hier. Da wollen wir jetzt natürlich, muss der Junge auch noch schwimmen. Was macht jetzt hier die Sarah? Ach was, die schwimmt uns hinterher, die Tante. Naja, okay. Hätte ich jetzt nicht gedacht. So, und hier? Hier soll ich jetzt nicht runterhüpfen.
Don't be nervous.
As you can see, traffic is good.
Hello.
Was geht hier ab?
Are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me?
Ich suche nach Biosensoren. Nicht Eiern.
Okay, well, if I see any of those, I'll tell you. And you can tell me if you find any eggs. Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
Der hat das Ding verkauft, ne? Der hatte es. Ja, jetzt muss ich den Ding wahrscheinlich auch noch, den Sensor auch noch zurück kaufen.
I'm afraid, due to recent legislative action, I'm no longer able to allocate ships. I can, however, deal in general goods. Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that formal complaints cannot be filed until the customer feedback system is back online. I have been told it'll be up and running in 2 weeks, but you know how these things are. I am sorry for any potential inconvenience. Also, if you're here about a corporate account, I've been assured that deliveries will be back on schedule soon.
So, du hast neulich einen Jungen ein Ei abgekauft. Das brauche ich.
Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found. Trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why, what is it?
Das ist ein wichtiges wissenschaftliches Gerät. Sehr wichtig sogar.
Oh, really? Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we?
Na schön, hier.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Gut.
Right. Come back if you need something else.
Also, jetzt kann ich es dem wieder zurückbringen. So, wo ist der komische Typ? Ach was, hier ist ja nochmal so ein Ding. So, jetzt habe ich alle. Jetzt kann ich sie abliefern. Aber in welche Richtung? Auch wieder zurück?
Hey there.
Tatsächlich. Also.
If it isn't my favorite almost a lab assistant, what can I do for you? Any luck tracking down those sensors?
Ja, ich habe sie alle.
So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment. Oh. It is working, isn't it? Ah, there it is. What a relief. Now, let's see. This is... Well, it's... Oh my.
Ja, was denn nun?
This data... Well, it's alarming to say the least. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to Mast immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once.
Das klingt nicht nach guten Neuigkeiten.
Well, from a certain point of view. In an admittedly somewhat selfish manner. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in MAST at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
Oh, okay. 2500. Gar nicht mal so schlecht.